So this was the scene a moment ago. The Cardinals emerging from their tunnel, and we are ready for football as the Cards get set to match up with the San Francisco 49ers. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. They'll run for the first time with Raheem Mostert. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. And remember, these two teams met in Glendale earlier in the season with the Cards coming out on top. So a win here in Arizona would give them the season sweep. A throw over the middle taken in. And they work this well upfield across the 45. On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. On 1st down, they go with Mostert again. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
And this is caught at the 8. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Mostert. And across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. Raheem Mostert, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Off the play fake, here's Franks. Right side caught by Jackson. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big play that time on the catch and run.
I can hear the film session right now. I can hear the coach saying to his team, guys, how does a guy that big get that open?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Imagine him as a kid, just trying to play hide and seek.
No chance.
No chance. He goes to hide behind the skinny tree. You see the front, the back, the top. Good luck.
Yeah, you see him. You don't see the tree.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Bryce Love with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Cardinals are just an extra point away from tying this game. Extra point good by Prater. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. is Lance on third down. And he will find his man Samuel. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Lance a handoff here to Mostert. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
On 2nd and 12, Lance. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And they will score. It's a pick six for the Cardinals touchdown.
Coaches preach all the time about opportunities and taking advantage of them, and he did exactly that. I used to have a coach told us all the time, a lost opportunity is never regained. Well, no regrets here. He picked that one off and took it to the house.
Prater for the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. No return there for Harris, and the drive will begin at the 25. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And following the pick six, so they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him and looking for Kittle, but it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Frank's throw into the hands of Kirk. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. Final 30 seconds of this first quarter, and it's been a quarter dominated by the guys with the football. And they're going to get him. He's sagged back around the 28. Pass rusher extraordinaire, D Ford that time, getting the sack. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9. And he will not make it to that imaginary yellow line as they get him to the ground at about the 23. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about one-score lead, two-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window? The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Lance going to throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Marco Wilson. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They'll hand it off. It's Love. He'll get it to the 40. Broke a tackle there to get some extra yardage. And he's able to get more than half of what they needed. That brings up a 3rd and 5. Setting up play action. Franks. Oh, he's going to go for it all. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's Matt Prater now. He's got the leg for this as he holds the NFL record with a 64-yarder back in 2013. And this from the parking lot, from an even 70 yards out.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
On the ground, it's Mostert to start the drive. Zaven Collins there to make the play defensively. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are. Figure out the things that they really want to accomplish and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Lance taking a shot for Samuel. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, 49ers. Deebo Samuel, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers have cut it back within a score. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And the lead is down to a field goal. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now.
Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked by Emmanuel Mosley. And the 49ers are going to have it here just past the 25. They'll start on the ground with Mostert. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game. The Niners on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Here's Lance. And he will not be able to hang on to the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. A beautiful fake. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
On 1st down, here's Love. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. Franks. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
Franks, third down from the gun. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. D Ford, his second sack of the night. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Here comes the Cardinals punter now. Back deep, Deontay Harris. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. This will be taken at the 10. It'll be a net of only 30 here. 40-yard punt, 10 on the return. And the Niners will go on offense, first and 10. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some...
Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second. And Lance's throw taken in by Samuel. And he'll lose yardage and be down at the 7-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And they're going to be staring at a third and long here. And he's going to be taken down short of the 10 right around the 9-yard line. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Here comes the 49ers punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll take it just outside the 40. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And the Cardinals, great field position to start this drive as they take over first and 10. They go play action with Franks. Dumps it off to Fournette. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A big connection on that one. 35 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on first and 10. And that is caught. Touchdown Cardinals. Dalton Schultz, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Cards are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point good by Prater. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they've got less than 30 seconds to go here, so not a lot of time to work with. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there.
We see this happen so often. If you're a defender, it's like watching a bad movie over and over. The pressure's good, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket. But it's a lot to ask for these defenders to stay plastered to receivers long enough. And sure enough, they let a man come open, and the connection leads to a big play.
Here's second and 10. Shotgun now for Lance. And he's got his target, Harris. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So 3 plays already first and goal, and they are wasting little time. They'll run with Mostert. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Raheem Mostert in the final seconds of the first half. And the 49ers are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And the lead is down to a field goal. So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. Oh, what a juke into space. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we send you on out to our studios in Orlando. Here's Jonathan Coachman and REA Sports Halftime Report. The Cards with the lead, and they will get this football first as the second half gets started. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Frank's throw here taken in by Boykin. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the microphone.
And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Nick Bosa make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. A shotgun give to Fournette. And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. Give him 9 there. They still need 6 more now on 3rd down. Franks now. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
Prater's kick is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. Now a play fake. Lance, that's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They run out of the shotgun with Mostert. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Working from the gun, Lance. 1st down and a little extra for Mostert. And he will finally be taken out of bounds. A big 3rd down play there for the Niners. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature and make sure you don't get hurt.
Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. Throwing now is Lance. Caught on the slant. Touchdown 49ers. George Kittle with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Niners, if they can convert the extra point, they'll will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But also have to remember, they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
On first down, here's Franks. That's caught on the left side by Kirk. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
He's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Cardinals have retaken the lead. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. They hand it off to Mostert. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Escaping the pressure right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Wishnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. On 1st and 10, Franks. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Schultz. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs. And they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
And it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up. 2nd and 10. Fournette running out of the gun. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. So, CD, you talk about this football team, some of the whispers and reports, the social media posts, they hint at a locker room that's splintered, badly splintered. There was talk earlier, some guys might walk away entirely, but that hasn't happened, however, at least. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked by Emmanuel Mosley. And the Niners are right back in this football game. A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Meanwhile, Lance's throw complete here to Ayuk. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. A great job there, Charles, just to hold on, absorb that contact. I guess that's the risk you take catching the ball toward the middle of the field.
It is, and if you're going to gain yardage, you're going to have to go there at some point. But how about the read, okay? The eyes of that play, stepping out from the middle of the field and really making a big hit. Did not get free, but boy, that's a tough area to go into when you're going into his spot.
Lance now on 1st down. Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Steps away to his left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Lance. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a 1st down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Now Franks. Middle of the field to Jefferson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it, and they got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down. If they want to take another shot and try to loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A big play that time through the air. 31 yards. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off with great anticipation. And the 49ers are right back in this football game. A seismic shift in momentum here in the 4th quarter. That's the break that the defense needed.
And you know as well as I do, people are going to question the play call in that situation. Sometimes you have to question the execution, not necessarily the call. And in this case, those defenders found a way to give their team a chance.
His 2nd catch, this one not quite as dynamic as his first, and it's 2nd down. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. And this throw incomplete.
We're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command and make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Down 4 late. Got to go for it here on 4th down. And they'll go for it. Lance. Pass complete. Samuel. Oh, nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle it.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Back to throw. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
Ooh, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Now this throw caught left side. And he's going to get this deep onto Arizona's side of the field. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. He'll look to throw. Getting this out to the flat, Mostert. That catch good for only a couple.
That completion helps out in a nice way. Now they can take a little bit more time, but guess what? They've got to make sure on their throws that they see it open, not just anticipate it.
They'll look to throw. That's complete to Mostert out of the backfield. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. Seventh play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8. He's back to throw. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages. Now an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. He's got it, and this is indeed up to a 3-point lead. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary. But you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
We'll see if they can do it. Might be easier said than done. Frank's throw pulled in by Jefferson. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Well, they got the yardage they needed there. Picked up the first down, got out of bounds. How about the urgency that they have, as well as they understand where they are on the field?
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. And going deep downfield for Boykin. And this is in.